Hello, hello. Let's see, guys. Good morning, good morning. I am trying to hook up and see if I got you guys all on, and so I can see you when you post any messages. Good morning. Well, good afternoon at this point. I have been busy this morning working on the YouTubes and soon to work on my podcast. So I'm going to give you that information in a few minutes as I have to go live in order to set up here so that I may be able to talk to you all, chat with you all, and make sure and test it out and see if I can see you all as you say hello to me in the chat room. So, good day to all. Hello to anyone who is out there today listening. I just wanted to say a quick hello and thank you all for tuning in. It's been a while because I have been spending my time on YouTube and on Anchorin and Spotify, and I have been posting my podcast and working really hard on them. It gets a little hard to do both. I am grateful for all of your support and hoping that you all will take the time to head on over to the Adelante with Arlene and be able to check me out on these venues that I have. So good morning to all. I'm hoping that y'all started your new year in the best manner that you possibly could, and that you find yourself strong and confident and at peace. If you are tuned in this morning, please take a moment to say hello, 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 and join me on the chat. I would appreciate any of your just joining me on here. I am excited to let you know that I am going to be doing a segment on Adelante with Arlene entitled Speak It Out and Sing It Loud. I tried this 2 years ago, but the person that was going to co-host with me, she was unable to continue doing it. So I wanted to be able to think about it. I took some time to think about it for like a whole year. And I prayed, and I knew that I wanted so badly to be able to do this forum and invite others to come in and to be with me live. So I thought that would be really nice. So there's going to be a segment on Adelante with Arlene coming soon, probably in February, and it's going to be called Speak It Out and Sing It Loud. I don't know yet, like from month to month, what I'm going to be speaking about, but the topic for February is going to be a woman's topic. And it's going to be a pretty personal woman's topic. So I think some men are going to want to, tune in, and listen up, possibly even ask questions, even after we have already posted it, because I'm pre-recorded. And I'm hoping to do that soon with two other lady friends of mine that we have never met in person, but we became friends through TikTok and through other venues of people that we have in common in as music or music fans. I find it important that that's going to be a great segment because I would love to just interact with other people. And through this StreamYard, which is what I'm on now, and you're seeing me on Facebook or YouTube, I will be able to invite others in. So I have like 10 guests if I really wanted to. But we're going to start with just 2 guests because we'll be here forever and we want to minimize it and be able to stay on the topic. So I've been working, as I said, really hard on YouTube. I mean, like doing double duty because I just finished a video and it takes time. You have to then download it and then edit it and all that stuff, guys. I've been working really hard on it, and I would just so Love it if you'd go to my YouTube channel, Adelante with Arlene, as you can read here on the bottom, and you will be able to subscribe. It helps me. I need to get those numbers up. I literally have it's going faster on my podcast because so many people just are on the podcast. I reach people from Europe, and I reach people from the United States, and it goes so far because, as you know, that platform is just so different. So I'm doing double duty. I basically have a topic, and then the videos are actually the hardest thing to do because not only do I have to get all dressed up for you the best I could. When I first started the videos, I just rolled out of bed during the beginning of the pandemic, and I just had to go on live and do whatever was in my heart. But now I am desiring to take the time to, I have no regrets doing that because I shared what was in my heart, but being more polished. I do outlines. I have to study. I have to type it up. Sometimes I have to put it on the screen. I have to edit. Guys, I do a lot on that Adelante with Arlene, and that takes me a long time. Sometimes after doing a video, it can take me a good 8 hours after recording in order to edit, to splice, to cut. I got to take breaks. I mean, it is like a full-time job. So now I'm also doing the podcast, so that's double duty. So when I finished right now doing the one that I just did on, that will probably be up probably tomorrow evening, is on trusting God during these difficult times, So I did that video just now, and I decided I wanted to go live. I haven't done that for a while. And the reason I don't is because I love interaction. And when I'm just speaking to the screen and don't have an outline, I just feel like I'm just babbling. But I found it important to go on because you guys mean a lot to me, and I want to let you know what I'm doing because everybody's been a little quiet. I know that Facebook is not the biggest place to be at now, but it is a good place for interaction, for socializing, even privately, and reaching your friends and your families. And Facebook has helped me see who has been in need of prayer, who is sick and needs prayer, who needs prayer all around. And it allows me to see the good, the bad, and the ugly, So that's why I wanted to check in with y'all. So the podcast, I'm excited, is on the platform called Anchor, anchorfm.com. And I am now on 6 different platforms through Anchor, which one includes the Google Podcast, Spotify, and a couple of others I had never heard of. And I am grateful. Hi, I'm Moreto. How are you? God bless you and Happy New Year. So the podcast allows me to pretty much give you almost the same message that I'm giving you on the YouTube, except in the YouTube, I elaborate more. I read. Obviously, you see my face. I'm more personal. On the podcast, I tend to be a little bit more, it's just a different style altogether. So the messages are similar, but you'd be benefiting hearing them both because there's so much I might elaborate on the YouTube, and I go a different way on my podcast. I'm excited about these new things during these times that we're living in that are so difficult and so trying. We all go through a roller coaster of emotions. I don't know any human being that doesn't go through that. None of us are made out of stone. And so through through this whole process and this whole pandemic that we're in right now, so much changes. There's so much division. There's so much anger, we're impatient. I mean, there's just so much, and there's so much sadness. So I would suggest the best I can, as I'm doing, is that encourage yourself in the Lord. Encourage yourself in good things, and things that will keep you safe, things that will keep you sane, and things that will keep you encouraged and living with hope. I've seen a lot of great things happen with many people. Some have started writing more songs. Some have started, in the arts, doing more of the arts and creating. Some start writing more. And I myself, like I said, I was doing the videos, and now all of a sudden I said, I'm going to do a podcast. And seriously, I thought that it would be more complicated because I know that the YouTube is really more complicated in regards to the amount of time. I thought the podcast would be harder, but literally it is much easier. I plug in. I don't have to get dressed up. I could be in my PJs if I want. I have this fabulous mic, and I just basically could read whatever I've written, which works out well too. It's just such a different format. I like the videos because the videos allows you guys to see me, and I feel that in a sense, I am talking to you and looking at you, even though I can't see you. That's why. But the podcast enables you to carry me around if you want, if you're doing a jogging and you're running and you just want to hear. And a lot of the videos are of a shorter version, some at 7 minutes. Sometimes I break them up into part 1s and part 2s and 3s so that you won't have that long video audio. On the video, it's different. You can kind of like, okay, fine, stop, pause, and listen to it, look at it on your TV, on YouTube. It's different. But when you're on your podcast and you want to hear it, you can hear it, broken up, so you don't have to like have a 60-minute video per se. Even though I rarely do a 60-minute, believe it or not. Only when I was going on live, I basically try to condense some to 45 minutes the most when I'm doing a teaching, 30 minutes, and 20 minutes, 15 or so when it's something called My Thoughts, which is what I originally started doing many years ago. So let me hear how you're doing. I see Amaretto here on the side. I see a few viewers, but I don't know who's on because I can't know your names. If you don't say hi, please say hi. I am streaming live on Facebook as well as one of my 2 pages on YouTube as well. So I'm streaming like that. So if there's any topics that are decency, you all know I'm a Christian woman. No, if there's any topics about life, just topics, not just women's topics that you guys might like me and my guests to tackle at another time after we do our first Speak It Out and Sing It Loud segment, please let me know. We'll look into it. I'll look into it and maybe we can share something that might be able to help you. I'm not going to give away the topic that we're going to do in February. It's a bit of an uncomfortable topic, but it's a topic that one of my friends felt was necessary to talk about. And so therefore, that's the first one we're going to do on Speak It Out and Sing It Loud, because the concept of Speak It Out, Sing It Out under Adelante with Arlene came to me again. Now it's going to be 2 years ago. And it came to me because I just heard that, like, speak it out. It was important to share some topics that were uncomfortable and just speak it out, or just have interviews with other guests from music or wherever, where they can share and speak out their truth and speak out their journey and their process. And the Sing It Loud, well, when I speak it out, I'll sing it loud, because my speaking and my singing somehow go together when I get excited and I get dramatic. So how are you all doing? I notice also that when I do my lives, I do a lot of and so, and a lot of us, when we share live, we tend to do that as a space filler, because you kind of don't just want dead air. You need to keep talking if you're talking. So everyone, that's already subscribed to my YouTube, I just want to thank you. YouTube, you have to have 1,000 people. Now, mind you, on Facebook, I have way above 1,000 guys. You know how that goes, right? But on YouTube, you need 1,000 in order to be able to put on my, what you call the shelf, so that I can sell my products that I have and designed for y'all, and have it right there. When you look at it, you can click on to the item. So I work really hard on this channel, and I just need you to subscribe. View is important. Viewer, they go by those analytics as well as the likes. I have a lot of interaction with people that I do not know. I think I only have 283 right now, but I am very grateful for the 283. And the reason why I'm grateful is because all those people, they're coming from a completely different place. I have never met them, half of them. They don't necessarily have me on Facebook. They are not necessarily fans of my music. And that's the good thing about my YouTube channel. It has playlists, which means I have great, easy 30-minute recipes that my husband has made. Seriously, these are all from us. Also, I have there some performances from my past and some of me singing gospel, things you won't see unless you go and subscribe to my YouTube. Also, you have there what my thoughts, videos that I did when I was single and I was blonde and I was skinnier. And those will be there as well. Some vintage stuff. The Word of God tells us not to despise small beginnings. And when I started the YouTube channel was originally in 2000, I think it was 9. I put it down for 10 whole years. In 10 years of not doing my videos on YouTube, because so much was going on in my life, I tell you what happened. I not only wasn't able to continue to gain a viewership because I stopped for 10 years, I would have been way past 1,000 at this point. But I also, things had changed so much. You see, in 2009, you were only able to tape small videos, possibly, I think, 10, 15 minutes. But now it's completely different, as you know. It's a new monster. It's a whole new world out there. So your subscriptions mean a lot to me because now it's not so much about the monetizing, which is important, and the affiliations is important. Of course, I work hard on this, but it's because I want to start already being able to sell those products. The products that you can find on Teespring under Arlene's Freestyle Classics, where I personally design items for you, my fans of freestyle. Know this, that on Teesprings, I am able to also design something in another format that you might desire. For instance, you may not want it on a t-shirt and you want it on a phone case, or you may want it on a mug, or you may want it on a mask, whatever it might be. I can design that for you as well. All the orders are through the Teespring, Arlene's Freestyle Classics. They are the ones who send out the products, but I am the one who designs the stuff from home. I also have the bonfire. Now, the bonfire is for Adelante with Arlene, Be Inspired. You'll find there some products that are very good for you to even send a friend. Recently, I sent a friend of mine a mug, custom made just for her, and it's now open to the public to also purchase in other colors, and I did it in her favorite color, thanking her for something. And it might be a great mug for you to send a friend of yours that you are grateful for. If you go check it out on either Teespring or Bonfire, you'll be able to get it there. So the Bonfire is the Adelante with Arlene, Be Inspired, and the Teespring is Freestyle Classics collection and Arlene's Freestyle Classics, and so much more. So those are the two stores that I'd love to get right under my YouTube, but I can't do it until you guys help me get 1,000. It's my TikTok. It goes way above what I have on YouTube, and I want to thank my TikTok friends for literally helping me with that channel, because I really have met some wonderful and made some new friends. You guys, I had a party in December, and it was my birthday party, and I had 2 DJs and from California, as you might have heard I was going to do, and one from New York City. And I had the pleasure of having friends drop by and surprise me and artists and say a happy birthday and share some time with me. That was pretty incredible. I'm hoping that you're all okay, because you don't write to me, and I'm a personal kind of person. And I know life gets in the way, and I know that we're about our business, or maybe you're binge watching a program, or maybe you're working from home. I want you to know that during this time that I am home, that God has allowed me to be home. At first I complained because of not having a job, and job is necessary to have the finances necessary. But God is faithful and just, and He's seen me and my husband through a day at a time as He has a job. And it's tough. But I've decided to take this time to reach out to all of you, pray for you with the time I have, and manage my time and my days wisely. I'm hoping you do that for yourself as well. Take time to take care of yourself. I literally set a schedule. If I don't set a schedule for my week, then I start going downhill, and I start feeling really down about what I don't have. And I start focusing on what I don't have at the present, what I cannot do in the present. Because jobs are jobs, and they're out there, but I'm not going out there to work outside. I'm going to work from home because I'm not comfortable, and in many ways I can be vulnerable to any disease out there because of an underlying conditions that I have. So I stay home. I stay home and we take as much precautions as we can. For those who can't stay home, like my husband that can't stay home, I ask you to take care of yourselves, to be wise, to not rebel against what's being put upon us, because I think that this is my opinion that what's prolonged, I mean, the virus is around. So I'm not going to say that, because we do this or do that, it's going to go away. We don't know anything about it going nothing away. We don't know nothing. Even the scientists know much. And the news, well, you know what they can do. They confuse you and make you more afraid or whatever. It's good to have information, but it's good to get the information from the right source. And sometimes we don't know what that right source is. So the best thing to do is to follow the protocol for your own safety. How's that? Because I want you to be alive out there, to wear those masks that people here in Florida complain incredibly about. Florida is not an easy place to be right now because people in Florida are quite rebellious, and they follow their own rules. And we have not many restrictions here at all, including to capacities. And people wear masks at their work and when I cut my hair and in the restaurants and whatever, but pretty much it's full capacity and in most establishments. And I don't agree with that. So, but I live in Florida now, and there's things I don't agree with at all. And there's not much I can do about it, but pray about it. And maybe you feel that way wherever you're at, that there's not much you can do, but there is. We can pray. You see, there is power in prayer. A lot of people don't understand that. I'm that kind of person. I want to do too, and I want to fix things and make things happen at my timing. But the truth is, we are not in control, and God is the one that's in control, but not in control of, God's not in control of the nastiness that we're going through. God is not the one that brought this upon us. And many times we want to blame God. So I would say to you, stay focused on the good things. There's always a good thing. You're alive and you're breathing. That's a good thing. If you have food on your table, no matter if it's not the food you really like, you still got food. Be grateful. Y'all know that, there's a lot of help out there. And I know the bigger the state, then the harder it is maybe. Over here we go by counties. But consider praying, and may the Lord lead you if you're in need of food to a pantry. Churches are very generous. They get a lot of donations in regards to food I'm speaking about. Many churches have food pantries. So that's something you might want to look into. We here at our church, we have a food pantry. That's been going on way before the pandemic. And people line up in their cars early in the morning here, and it's put in their trunk. So there's never been any interaction. They put a box there of food. There's other organizations. The other thing I'm concerned about for many of us is our mental state. The more that we feel confined. Hi, Denora. Love you. Denora is going to be one of my guests on Speak It Out and Sing It Loud. That'll be in February, as I mentioned. So a lot of us are going through a whole bunch of emotions, and we might be experiencing things that we never experienced before and may not know how to handle them. I don't have a degree in counseling, but guys, I was in school and I was in my master's program for actually, I was in graduate school for counseling to become a certified clinician. No, I didn't finish. I'm not licensed, but I have life experience enough to tell you, like you have experience, that if things get worse and worse every day, we need to keep our head above all. We need the help of God so that we can keep our emotions under his control. There's nothing easy about life, but there's nothing easy about anything these days. That's why my suggestion is plan your week, plan your day. I learned a lesson a long time ago after being in 2 years of feeling seriously in darkness, feeling very isolated. This was before the pandemic, and feeling very, very alone. I felt very alone because at that time my husband had to work a double jobs, and a lot of jobs didn't work out for me here in Florida. And I spent so much time home alone that I started feeling depressed. I was seriously having a difficult time from morning to night, not knowing what to do with myself. and living in an apartment where I'm accustomed to living in a house because I was brought up in a house. So living in an apartment for me was really difficult. And this is before the pandemic. And I somehow felt closed in. I felt alone. I felt super duper isolated. When you live in another state that's not New York, and you can feel that way in New York, don't get me wrong. But when you live in a city like I'm accustomed, in New York, and then you move to a different state, things are not the same. And there takes a big adjusting period. People are different. Things are different. Oh, just so much different. And while different could be good sometimes, it really isn't good in other ways. And it's just hard for so many people. And that's why a lot of people move back to New York or whatever state they were living and they were raised in because they're accustomed to certain ways. So those 2 years, even though I've already been here, I think 7 years, those 2 years, previous 2 years before the pandemic, I struggled. I really was in a place of darkness. I started feeling so sad. I pray, I go to school, I'd be a worshiper, but oh my God, I didn't know what to do with myself. I started getting sick because of that, very anxious. I felt mad sometimes because I had all these people on Facebook and nobody was reaching out, and I was just mad, and I'm saying this to all my friends. I know you've all probably felt the same way and said, why didn't you reach out to me? Well, honestly, I didn't have your numbers. And that's one thing that changed when the pandemic came in 2020. We moved into a house, and that made a big difference to me. We moved in right the first week of March when we were hearing rumors of a pandemic. Being in a house made a difference for me because I was accustomed to a house. Okay, not everybody has that advantage. I didn't have that advantage in New York. I had to live as a single woman in an apartment. But I'm just sharing with you that when I moved here and I came into the house and there was a lot of light, that was very important to me, a lot of light to be coming in. Because of everything I had gone through for the past 2 years of feeling completely like I was lost, man. It was like I was walking with the Lord, but I just couldn't see. I just was in such sadness. Like I didn't know what the heck was really going on. I felt like I had lost my identity and my purpose. And I remember it started in 2000, actually started probably 2016, 17, 18. It was in 2019 in July that I felt the prompting of the Lord during my tough times to get back on the YouTube and to start doing videos. And I was not comfortable about it because I had been quiet and private, and I kept everything private. And it's been so many years. 10 years, I hadn't been on YouTube, and things had changed. I wasn't knowing where was I supposed to go, how much was I supposed to share, and like what, I had no idea. But as I started seeking out the Lord, I remember July 2019, I decided to go on and bring on a friend of mine at that time and to do like a split together, co-host the show. And we squeezed into this tiny little phone camera. And that same first day, not only did it thunderstorm here crazy and my connection was on and off, you'll find it because I will not erase it. That same exact day, I was talking and sharing, and the most excruciating pain hit the left side of my mouth, which, by the way, as you can see, is always more swollen than my right side. And I was diagnosed with, later on, a nerve condition that in my head, there is, on my left side, a nerve that gets pinched here. And the pain was so bad that I couldn't believe it as I was sharing and talking and speaking of the word of God. And all this craziness was happening, and thunderstorm outside, and this pain started pouncing. And when I'm saying pain, I ain't talking about, I got a little headache. I'm talking about debilitating pain. So here I am, all those years feeling down and depressed. Here I am about to do what God placed in my heart in 2019, July of 2019. Here I am live, which is what I really didn't want to do at that time. And here, right in front of everybody to see, I was experiencing this horrendous pain in my mouth that was debilitating me. Well, I could have turned off the camera, but I said no. I told my friends, tell people out there to start praying. So they prayed, and like I said, eventually I went to the doctor and I found out what it was. And that really could have stopped me from doing what I know God called me to do, and that was to continue with the videos. How did I do that? Go check out those videos, guys, from 2019. You're going to see some with the pain on my eyes, my face, hardly being able to speak, but I put lipstick on. And I felt that God wanted me to press through. I felt that God wanted me to, in the pain, push through and still praise Him and still go on live and still talk to you all. So that's why this Adelante really means so much to me, because it was God sent. So please subscribe. Share with me your thoughts, your comments. Let me know how you're doing. And please know that I care, even if I don't know you. One thing I did learn was it's time to reach out to those very close friends that I had lost touch with. During this pandemic, I've been able to speak to friends in Greece and be able to communicate with her. And we plan days to speak. So hours are so different, but we do it and we FaceTime. I got back in touch with a few other friends that got busy and they didn't call me, but I said, it's time. I'm going to call them. And Denora, you probably see this later, but if you're listening, I look forward to you joining me and two other ladies on the Speak It Out and Sing It Loud, because you have a lot to say and I'm grateful for you in my life. So thank you, whoever just is watching right now and whoever took the time to click on. God bless you all. And remember, sigue adelante, as I always say, and I'll see you on my YouTube, or I will see you or know that you are on Anchor FM as well. Either way, thank you so much for your support and your love. God bless you.